Let me begin my presentation by paying my humble tribute to the most pious, ever inspiring, visionary educationalist, Pujya Dr. Savita Didi, respected chairperson of this session, Professor Badrayu Sahab, nationally acclaimed academician and the one who has just spoken, Dr. Kamal Mehta sir, session coordinator Dr. Shanti ma'am, the principals of various colleges, Principal of this college, Dr. Anupam Nagar sir, professors across India, respected dignitaries across India, budding research scholars, dear students and friends. At the outset, I need to congratulate the entire team of Gurukul Mahila Arts and Commerce College, Porbandar, for two basic reasons. First, for organizing the international seminar on the life and works of Pujya Dr. Savita Didi Mehta, transforming hearts, shaping generation through education, which I think is the need of an hour in the present globalized scenario, where we need to talk about human values, culture, and so forth. Especially, I need to congratulate Dr. Anupam Nagar sir, Dr. Ketki Pandya ma'am, Professor Nain, thanks sir, Professor Dr. Arfat Sayed sir, and second, for inviting such an intellectual gathering. Right from the inauguration function, we have witnessed Honorable VC, Professor Pratap Singh Chauhan sir, Professor Balwant Jain sir. Just we have heard about Dr. Kamal Mehta sir, and in the morning session we have heard about Dr. Pushpa Joshi ma'am, Professor Badrayu Sahab, and all those many speakers. To get an opportunity to listen the extraordinary contribution of Pujya Dr. Savita Didi Mehta. Friends, there are two challenges in front of me actually. As I am talking in the last session, and first one is speaking after such a delicious lunch of Gujarat. Hope so I don't make you drowsy in the last session before valedictory. And second is to speak after such a nationally acclaimed academician who has just spoken about right from the feminism, and Dr. Kamal Mehta. Sir, he is just a genuine scholar. Actually, I am learning from him for last 1 or 2 decades. I heard about sir from my professor Dr. Sridhar Gokhale, who was working in Dr. Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune. Let me clear at the beginning that, and sir has given me a chance actually, that I just chaired 1 hour before a very outstanding rapid fire session to presentation of 35 research scholars who has just presented quickly within 2 minutes. But the theme was so vast. It was, since morning I was thinking, Professor Nagar sir just reminded me, you need to talk during technical session. I think when I board my flight, I was not ready. But today when I was listening to all those scholars and professors across India, I was wondering what left to talk now. But somehow I have collected few points when I was wandering here and there. I was doing my PPT and all those things. I was thinking to be quite relevant to present scenario, so I have chosen this topic, realizing NEP's 2020 vision, a legacy of transformation through the educational journey of Pujya Dr. Savita Didi N. Mehta. Friends, when you see the national education policy has brought a fresh vision to Indian education, aiming to make it more holistic, inclusive, value-oriented, and globally relevant. Interestingly, when we study the life and work of Dr. Pujya Savita Didi, we find that her philosophy and contribution anticipated very ideals decades before they become part of our national policy. For instance, when I was going through NEP, I have seen that it is one of the principles of NEP that NEP stresses holistic and multidisciplinary education that develops head, heart, and hands. Similarly, Savita Didi had long championed this approach in her institution, where education was never confined to textbooks but extended to self-discipline that I have experienced since morning, creativity and spirituality. Even taking the lunch, I have seen that hall. She believed that true education shapes a balanced human being, not merely a degree holder. So you all are not just degree holders, you are following all these principles of self-discipline, creativity and spirituality. Another important NEP, the policy highlights the importance of value-based education, urging schools and colleges to nurture ethics, empathy and responsibility. Pujya Savita Didi embedded this principle in her own life and leadership. She often said that knowledge without compassion is incomplete. And she created learning environments where moral growth was considered as important as academic success. So we need to follow all those human values. Further, NEP also gives great importance to equity and inclusion, ensuring access for marginalized section and bringing social divides. This was a cause close to Pujya Savita Didi's heart. She devoted herself to making education accessible to students from diverse social and economical backgrounds, practicing in spirit what the policy now advocates on the paper: equal opportunity for all, Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao, like such kind of, we can see the government policy in today's scenario. Another cornerstone of NEP is the recognition of teachers as a national builders. Since we are, or many of us are teachers, being a teachers, policies today emphasizes teachers' empowerment, training and mentorship. Dr. Savita Didi, however, lived this truth much earlier. She nurtured her teacher as guides and role models, reminding them that their influence on a child's character is deeper than any syllabus. That's what I have been experiencing through the humble gesture of the principal, Honorable Dr. Anupam Nagar sir. In his leadership, actually, teachers found not only he is not only giving direction, but with dignity he is giving each and everyone. He is such a human, just a kind of a human being. He humbly accepts all the guests. We can see the more intellectual people all the time down to earth. You can see the front row, I can observe. They are all intellectual. I am not talking about, but they have achieved everything in their life, but still they are down to earth. So just give a huge round of applause to each and everyone for their ideal teacher. They are following the principle of Pujya Savita Didi. Finally, NEP visualizes a balance between tradition and modernity, blending India's cultural heritage with the skills needed for a globalized world. This harmony was at the heart of Pujya Savita Didi's vision. She insisted that students remain rooted in Indian values while also being equipped with a modern scientific outlook and global competence. That's why, as far as NEP is concerned, I think that in Gujarat also it is implemented, Indian knowledge system. So it is very much there. We are collecting our pious figures across globe, across India, and implementing all their culture in between us. All in all, when we compare NAP's policy with Savita Didi's contribution, we see not two separate journeys, but a single continuous stream. The policy provides the framework, but Savita Didi provided the living example. Her life demonstrates how these principles can move from policy documents into everyday practice, transforming not just classroom but entire generation. So, in honoring her today, we also honor the very spirit of the National Education Policy 2020. Together, her legacy and the NEP remind us that education is not just about producing professionals, it is about transforming hearts, shaping generations, and building a compassionate and enlightened society. The last important point that when I was discussing with Principal Sir, just think about any personality which reflects your state. So the first lady came in my mind is none other than Savitribai Phule. When we look at the life and work of Pujya Dr. Savita Didi Mehta, we see her as continuing this legacy of transformation, though in her own unique way. Like Savitribai Phule, she believed that education was a sure path to social reforms. So commitment to women's education, Savitribai Phule was India's first female teacher and a pioneering force for girls' education. In the 19th century, challenging orthodox norms. Similarly, Savita Didi devoted her life to educating and empowering women, particularly in Saurashtra, Gujarat, where she helped establish an institution or here at Porbandar Gurukul Mahila College, ensuring access to higher education for generations of young minds, particularly women. Education as a tool for social change. Like Savitribai Phule saw education as a revolutionary act to uplift the oppressed, especially Dalits and women. Similarly, Savita Didi too viewed education not merely as academic instruction, but as a means to transform hearts, build character, and foster spiritual and cultural values. Savitribai Phule faced several social we can say that insults and even physical attacks for breaking gender norms. While in different era, Savita Didi also faced a male-dominated educational space with a grace and strength, advocating for women's leadership and the integration of intellectual, spiritual wisdom into modern education. Fourth important point that I can compare with Savitribai Phule with Pujya Savita Didi, that emphasis on values-based education. Both believed education must shape the whole person. Institution, building and legacy. Just as Savitribai laid the foundation for inclusive schools, Savita Didi built institutions that become centers of holistic learning. Her leadership turned Gurukul Mahila College into a shelter for value-based education. That's why it's very rare, and all these girls are sitting here because of the leadership of such a pious figure, personality in the history. वो कहते हैं जो नारी शिक्षा और संस्कार का दीप जलाती है उसका स्मरण युगों युगों तक होता है. So both these Savitribai Phule and Pujya Savita Didi, they lived by their examples. Thus we may say that Savitribai Phule planted the seed. Even there are so many other Maharashtrian women like Ramabai Ranade is, then Pandita Ramabai is also there, Anandi Joshi, who broke the barriers. And Savita Didi Mehta carried that heritage forward into the 20th and 21st century, transforming hearts and shaping generation through education. I need to conclude my speech with the thanks to the entire team of Gurukul Mahila Arts and Commerce College. My special thanks to Professor Anupam Nagar sir and the entire team for giving me an opportunity to share in front of such an elegant audience. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much.